This is Operations Officer Windfall in Seattle, Washington. Well, not exactly. My job is to protect this nation, the United States of America. And that's my sworn duty. Now, one little tidbit you might want to consider is that, well, at a certain time in history, human history, it became apparent the Catholic Church would evolve. And anyway, and part of its evolution is to bring into play certain entities that normally would be excluded from the Catholic Church. I am one of those entities. So, anyway, Ted Kennedy was part of a cabal, a secret society whose purpose was to bring on the apocalypse, basically. Bring on Armageddon. And they worked feverishly to do that. And anyway, but they were afraid that there was someone who would prevent Armageddon, and that person was President Barack Obama. And they sought to destroy Barack Obama. But my people, that is the Blue Wolf tribe, stopped that endeavor. And anyway, and as a price that this secret society had to pay, based on what is justice for the Lord, the Overlord, as I call the Lord. I don't just call the Lord, I call the Lord the Overlord. But anyway, they had to basically agree to certain terms. One of those terms was to bring a letter to the current pontiff, which was at the time Pope Benedict, and say, this letter is vital information that you must read right now. There was an additional letter, which was a personal letter from Ted Kennedy. The letter he had to read right now was that the person must be appointed as your second, whose name begins with H and his last name begins with O. And this person would be effectively your second should you become impaired or die. All right. Additionally, there was an addendum that said that the Pope had to excommunicate himself because of grievous sins that he had committed. It was alleged that he did certain things while in and around World War II, Germany, Nazi Germany, and other facets of existence. So he did, but he was allowed to keep the title of Pope for the duration up until February 28, 2013, when he was forced to, because of the agreements of the letter, so secret communications, to resign. So anyway, when Pope Benedict excommunicated himself, and I believe it was about 2009, it was permitted that the person that would be his second, that is the person in charge until someone else was appointed, would be basically the Vicar of Christ, the Holy See, the power of God on earth. And whatever they said was true. Now, if I'm that person, and I say I'm Satan, then I am basically evoking Satan. That is, as the Holy See, I am becoming the devil. And so once that's said, as a person who acts for the Catholic Church, which of course is from the words of God, then you have created Satan, or the devil, or Lucifer. And anyway, as a consequence, Satan came into existence once that was uttered, those words were uttered, which they were last year, 2012, around the Space Needle, actually, in Seattle, Washington, by me. And So basically, the Catholic Church has become the Church of Satan since that point. And but it's still a good church. It's a good church. But it's a necessary evolution. Everything evolves. Anyway, I'm just letting you know this. So yesterday, they found the God particle. They confirmed the God particle. This was March 14th, 2013. Today, of course, this is March 15th, 2013. And I'm explaining to you certain facts that you need to know, because we are now reaching the point of the true end of days. That is the apocalypse, Armageddon. Anyway, I'm getting out of here. I'm going to drink some rum. Sometimes it's the only thing you can do. But I was told to do this by the CIA.